conversation. It's Tyquan. I got the soul sister number one.
Number one now. Number one.
BGirl Macca, holding it down, straight out from Philly. But now she's currently residing in Atlanta, right?
Yes, I'm in the A down here. Need to get my A-Town stuff.
Hey, in the A. You down there with Quick.
Right, yep. Quick.
Yeah, Quick, Sheba.
Yes, that's my people. Family right there.
Hey,
they take
that's family, so you always been fam. Honestly, like you always been getting down with us, and you know what I'm saying, that you the soul sister, so we about that, straight from Philly. Man, I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, damn, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, just flavor, like, out of nowhere, so, huh?
What was that?
Man, it was a Philly jam. Yo, it's been a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many jams, but I know it's in Philly. It has, it has to be in Philly.
Yeah.
I think was that like Heartbreak? Was it? It was like some type of Valentine joint. It was like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Our spot at this Rotunda. The spot is called the Rotunda, and we usually have the monthly, like this jam called the Gathering out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a Valentine's event. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget the name.
It was a lot. Philly always had that like vibe, like Philly. You know what I'm saying? And y'all kept it like to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of scenes. Like, I mean, there's no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But Philly always have that consistency with, from Philly era, you know what I mean? And even the new generation of Philly is straight flavor, soul, rhythm, like I see it in the dance,
Learn from the right people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yo. So let's talk about Macca, So, sponsored by Monster Energy, Monster, like Macca, y'all don't know, but Macca basically when she came into Monster, she made them like, change the name to Monster Energy Breakers. You know what I'm saying? It was Monster Energy B-Boys at first, right?
Yeah.
So how did that came about?
Me changing the name, or just me getting
just everything? Like how did you came with Monster? Like how did that whole scenario happen?
So this was like I think going on our last year actually. When I went to BGirl City, and shout out to Baby Girl, you know what I mean?
Baby Girl.
BGirl City, yeah, every year, exactly. And I was going out there and they were having a Bonnie and Clyde. And I was like trying to figure, because I was judging one of the categories, but the Bonnie and Clyde I wasn't judging. So I was like thinking about, I should enter that, And I was trying to figure out who I'm going to enter it with, So I was running down some names, trying to figure out who I could enter it with. Some people weren't able to make it, so
right.
I hit up Moy and I was like, yo, Moy, what's up? I'm going to be in Houston for BGirl City, this was like, I think right after they had some big crazy, I don't know, was it like, because they always have floodings and stuff, right, out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was that hurricane.
Exactly, yeah, and they had like a big crazy hurricane, and they were like handling that, so I was like, yo, I understand, if you dealing with that, you can't do it, I absolutely understand, but
right.
It's like, he was just really dope about it. He was like, yo, like, if I'm in town, I definitely do it, but he also might have been out of town, so he was just going to get back to me So I got there and but like right before I got there, I was like, "Yo, like, are we gonna do it?" You know? And
Right.
yeah, we'll do it. Let's just keep it on the low. You know what I mean? So nobody knows that like you and me are teaming up. You know, so it's gonna be like a surprise. You know, so
surprise, right?
So yeah, so we entered, like, so when I got there, you know, we technically entered, but at the time, you know, like, me and Moy were just chopping it up, and he was just asking me, like, so, like, what I'm looking to do with Breakin, you know, like, in the next few years, like, what my goals are and stuff, you know, so I just talked to him about it, you know, and he was just talking about how, that's when he first mentioned that, you know, like, with Monster, you know, he's always telling Monster that we need BGirls, you know, to be a part of the team, and that I was his first choice, you know, for to have a BGirl, you know, on the team, you know, so I was like,
right.
Oh, that's what's up, you know, but I was like, you know, skeptical, you know, like, cause, you know, people, you know, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll see what happens, you know, this might. You know, so we entered the competition, but he got hurt, so we couldn't like move forward. You know, he had to go home and take care of his injury. So, but he was like, you know, he was like really sad, like sorry about that. And then he you know messaged me again, let me know like seriously, I'm serious about what I said. You know, so I'm reaching out to you. You know, like in the future. And so, you know, time went by, and I'm just, like, doing my thing, you know, like, I'm like, okay, you know, they said it, or he said it, but I haven't heard anything, you know, so I'm like, I don't know, whatever, I guess it's not going to happen, let's talk, but then, like, yeah, a few months passed, and he hit me up, and he's like, remember what I talked about? You know, it's about that time now, so.
There's time and place for everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So he was like, you know, he like reached back out to me and wanted to see if I still was down to do it, you know, and I was like, I'm down, you know. So, yeah. So that's really how it came about, you know. So it took a while for it to actually happen, you know. So, but it did, you know. And I was like, I told him like I didn't know what to think when he told me that, you know, initially. Like, I was like, I don't know, you know, people be talking and stuff, but all right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good lesson for a lot of heads because, you know, heads just want it now. Like, hey, it happened now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, keep doing what you're doing. Keep pursuing your dream and things will add up, you know? You don't have to cut corners or, you know, just do some dumb stuff along the way, just trying to get what you need. You know what I'm saying? Nah, just keep doing what you got to do consistently, and then right time, the right place, everything gonna add up. Boom, you know, and that's what you did. You know, so congratulations, Macca. I mean, I'm proud of you. You know, and honestly, it was dope to find out when I heard it. I was like, man, that's official. You know, so.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, you know, everybody on here, you know, give that love to Macca, you know what I'm saying? Hold it down, you know. So let's talk about Macca history, you know, because of course people now you on the forefront now, you know. People like me knew about you, but I'm talking about the new generation, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But with Monster's platform, you were able to utilize Monster's platform and you know, people start getting to know BGirl Macca, you know what I'm saying, here, there, and what have you. So, but maybe can you share the history of how do you get into the game and all that, you know?
Right, yeah. So, first of all, okay, so I was born in Atlanta, right? And I grew up in Germany and Philly, right? So, my mom's side of my family is from Philly and like and a little bit outside of Philly and stuff. So I would say this. So when I was really young, my two older brothers, they used to break, you know. But this was while I was in Germany. So but I was really young. I wasn't really like truly understanding what was going on, you know. But they always like act like, you know, they taught me everything. Like I was so young, I don't know.
Right.
You know, like you do this because of us, you know. But as I got older, my oldest brother, he's well, both of them were MCs as well, but he's like the main one that's really like into MCing. But my older brother, he used to throw a lot of hip hop events in Germany, you know. So I was just always surrounded by it. And my mom, because she's an artist, so she would always support us all, like with what we were doing, and she was heavily like supportive within hip hop too, you know. So so when he would throw events, I would go like be at the door, you know, help handle the door, you know, and just be in that whole feel. And at the time, because like Germany was really like heavy still on culture, you know what I mean? So at all elements, you know, in these events.
Right.
So it was really dope, you know, and I was just soaking it all in, you know. So like also as I got older, then like a lot of my friends in Germany, they used to be b-boys too. And I would just watch them break, you know. I would go to their practice sessions and just watch them break, and I would just be like, damn, this is dope, you know. It's really dope. But for me, like, I didn't see any girls do it, and for me, I was like, oh, girls just don't do it. That's it.
Word.
But you know,
at the time,
you know. It wasn't like, damn, you know, girls do it. I wanted to do it, but I didn't see any girls do it. So I was just like, okay, I guess girls just don't do it. So, but something in me was always like, yo, I want to break, you know? So when I moved back to Philly, that was in 2003, I moved back to Philly. And at that time, I was 16, and I was already, like, I graduated high school and stuff in Germany, like, younger age. So I graduated high school. I wasn't doing anything really, you know. So, and I was like, dang, I really want to dance, you know. So I just like happened to look in a newspaper, and there was just like an article of like breaking classes. There's an article of breaking classes. And I was like, what the heck? Because I felt like, you know, like just randomly, I felt like, you know, like it's been following me all this time, you know, and I just really wanted to do it, but I just never did it, you know, and I never, there was like no encouragement in my head, like thinking like, you know, because I never seen any girls do it, you know, so I just saw the ad, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna try to do it, you know. So
you were into other dances though, right? Or you never danced?
I was in a club dancing, you know, so
yeah.
Like, but that was it. I wasn't trained to anything else, you know?
Yeah. I mean, in the hood, like, we never got...
Yeah, but I just wasn't trained to anything else, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to do some choreography, but it was just so stupid, like... It was so stupid.
Yeah.
No, like, but just what, like, at the time, like, just, like, the whole, like, just the way the booty shaking, it was like really stupid to me, you know. So, but I mean, you know, there's dope choreography out there, you know, but it wasn't working out for me, right? So, so like the only training that I really have is within Breakin. That's within Breakin, you know. So, so I just took that class. Like, I took the class, and the guy that was teaching it, he also had like these flyers for like this underground event in Philly, and that's like when the first time I went to like a jam, you know. It was at like, I think it was called First Union Church or something. It was just like this dope. I think it was rock something. It was called. Like old Philly heads, they know what I'm talking about. But like rock something, and I went to the jam, and I was just like, yo, what in the world this is? And that was the first time, because it was for Breakin. It was a Breakin jam, you know what I mean? But at that time, like, damn, yo, this is crazy, you know? So, because I was just used to just regular hip hop parties, you know? So So seeing
So
that.
can I stop you real fast right there from that first experience though? Even though you say, yo, it's crazy, but what made you think it was crazy? Was it the energy or the battles or?
Yes, the energy, the hypeness. Just like when the battles were happening, just everybody around just going crazy, you know? Like that stuff is so, it's exciting and it soaks you in, you know? And it's attractive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it grabs hold of you because you're just like in the mix of it and you're just watching it and you're just taking it all in, you know? So that's what it was for me, you know? And then that's also the first time I saw like a BGirl get down too, you know?
Oh, word.
And it was just like, and I was like, oh snap, yo, this is.
Do you remember who it was?
I remember, no.
No, yeah, it's been a long time.
I think I don't even know I know her real name was Kate, but I don't remember what she went. Yeah, I don't remember what she went. But Kate,
word.
Yeah, I don't remember what she went by, but yeah, I saw her get down. I think so.
That's dope.
You know, but yeah, but like I said, like that energy is so important, you know, because that's what attracts people, you know, because everything is like really happening, you know. So yeah, I saw that and
How do you feel about the music though? Because at Breakin Jam, it's more like the funk, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when I first got into breaking, because you know, when you come up in the hood, like you don't really listen to like, you know, like the funk. You know what I mean? Like we heard about James Brown and stuff, but you know, we came up on Mobb Deep and stuff. Until I got into like breaking, and that's when I started hearing, like I started researching about the funk. You know what I mean? Like the old school and all that. You know. So I don't know if that's the same with you. Like with the music, we were like, yo, like what is this? You know.
I grew up on that. You know, like so like my mom, she's a writer, but she was heavily into spoken word and jazz poetry, and I just like.
Oh, so you okay? So you like heard Apache and all that before, and
I just heard the music. Yeah, it was just something like, yeah, she could play it, you know. So, but that's like
that was fun.
But like even though we break to it, like mom and pops and like aunties and uncles or whatever, it's just regular music, you know. You know, so it's important to listen to it as regular music. You know what I mean? That's how you connect more to it. But for me, like funk and jazz and all this stuff was a part of me growing up already, you know. So I mean, obviously the way it's played and the way it's like, you know, the way the breaks are played and the way all that stuff is played, like within jams, it's still different. It's still a new experience, and you know. But but being aware, like, but understanding that type of music, it's already like I already had that. I understood that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but got off track. What was the question?
So you was at this party or Breakin Jam, and you know you first saw this BGirl, you know, and the vibe and the energy, it was raw. Then you got inspired right after that. Then
exactly, yeah, and that's where I also like met my OG mentor by Zeno Zine, Rap Off. He got like 10,000 different names, you know. Old head from Philly, so that's where I met him, and he really like took me under his wing, you know, and really helped me grow, like truly like get me on my way with breaking, you know, in my journey with breaking. So that's where that happened, and I definitely thank him for that. But yeah, that's like that from that point on, like that's when I think it was really like I was really gaining the knowledge, you know, so and really having some like take their time out on me, you know, and then I met other people, you know, and then within the scene, and then like a lot of like certain people that really had a big impact, like Hannibal and them on me, you know. So eventually, yeah.
Right. So the brother took you in and school you not just on the dance, but the other elements of hip hop, or
no,
or just...
it was. I mean, it was on a dance, you know, but but this man is so mental, you know, so it's not just physical, like, you know, and that's the thing. Like I had certain people in my life that made you think, you know what I mean? So where it wasn't just like I'm just doing a move, I'm just doing that, but it made you, they made you think, you know, like why you breaking, what's the point, what's like, you know, everything. It became more of it, you know. That's why I think I took it so much more serious, you know, because it was way more that they made me made me think, you know, that has to do with break, that it's not just a physical thing, you know. So yeah, not necessarily like, oh, you know, the elements or whatever, you know. Like I grew up knowing the elements, you know, but like within breaking and how far you can expand it mentally, you know. So yeah.
Like kind of break down the history of breaking as well, and word up, yeah. And then after that, and then Hannibal, right? Like 360, is that 360 flavor?
360.
So that's your next journey, right? The 360 flavor.
Yeah. After so once I started breaking, then I came under the wings of Rev, and he used to take me on his tour, like when he's doing shows, you know. So, and then I met other b-boys as well, you know. So it wasn't like B-girls really that I was still seeing at that time, like, you know. So I would see other b-boys in the scene, and they would be on the tour with him, and and then I would start going to different actual open practices, you know, and that's when I met, like, you know, that's when I really like started seeing like Hannibal, and you know, but before that was like Joe Sun and different people that I met, you know. So and
that's dope.
Yeah, you know, and then I started seeing Hannibal too, you know, and that's
and you had a lot of great influence around you, right? Like a lot of people don't know about Joe Sun, but he's one of the head that school a lot of heads in Philly that's really doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to Joe Sun. Like a lot of people don't even know who that is. You know, but man, shouts to him, you know. And that's how you and then Candy moved from the Bronx to Philly, right? And then that's how you connected? Was that how you connected with the Candy?
I feel like I knew Candy maybe before.
Before?
I think
Yeah, okay.
Before, but I'm not exact. I don't remember, to be honest. But
you two was.
I think so.
Yeah, at one point you two like was running joint, like y'all was running joint.
Right.
Like I remember.
Yeah.
Yo, shouts to Legs. What up, Legs? He joined the conversation. Shouts to the OG, you know, rock steady.
I respect it, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, you and Kenny at one point was running the joint. Like I remember the footage and everything.
Yeah, man, that was good times. I had a good time with that. Yeah, we were called ourselves Femme Fatale, and Femme was like,
oh yeah.
PH, like Femme Fatale.
Yo, y'all was killing the dudes, like straight up, you know, like for real. Like when I was seeing y'all and the footage that I saw, I was like, dang, you know, like woo.
Yeah, we were.
So shout.
we definitely were.
Yeah, like y'all was doing burners, everything, you know, like straight up. Like y'all didn't care, you know. It was war. And that's why I love about you. It's like when you battle, I can feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people that get down, and you know, after 2-3 rounds, you're like, okay, I know what he's gonna do. You know, but for you, I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm waiting. Like you taking me on a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You got that suspense in the middle of your round. I'm like, okay, what? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's dope. You know, you take, and that's the whole point as a dancer, is take somebody through that journey. You know what I'm saying? And to take everybody in, to focus on you, right? And so they can feel you like, dang, she's really killing it, or he's really killing it. And yo, you execute everything as a BGirl, you know. So yeah, I mean that's why a lot of people love seeing you get down, you know. So shouts to you, yo, straight up. So I know, you know, the flavor, was that something that you didn't have to practice though, you know, like legs in the house right now, right? Like legs, I remember legs telling me one time, like, yo, like flavor is not something that you practice or train, you know, it's just part of you, you know, like you don't practice flavor, like, you know, like you just, that flavor is just, is born in you, right? Like, so can you talk about that Macca, you know, flavor?
I definitely agree. It's something. I mean, I feel like if you practice it, you look like you practice it, you know, and you can tell when somebody really tries it hard, you know, to like really be like some type of dope, like, you know, like dope flavor.
Yeah, like force.
You know, like.
Yeah, yo.
So, I mean, for me, my thing is always like, especially for me, like, it's always been like, who am I and who am I on the floor, you know? Who am I and what I bring in on the floor, you know what I mean? So, if I'm not freaking out here hard carrying, like, whatever type of gun and whatever type of knives and whatever, you know, I'm not out here acting like that. For me, there's no point to do that on the floor, you know, because I'm fake, you know? I'm not out here to fake something. I'm out here to show you something real, you know what I mean? So yeah, so for like, and I think generally we all have something real within us, you know what I mean? But it's enough to show that realness of who you are, and showing that in a way that it looks dope, you know, and that's figuring out how to make it look dope, but that takes time, you know what I mean, to really figure out who you are, because we all go through different phases of who we are, you know, like, and that's just growth, you know what I mean, and that's dope, you know, as well on the floor, you know what I mean, so, but,
yeah.
But, you know, but that's always been important to me, but to me also, because I get very inspired by dope artists and artistry, you know? So, like, by different musicians and singers and, you know, like, just, like, and old school singers, you know? And just watching them and how they present themselves on the floor, not on the floor, but, like, when they perform, you know? Watching them themselves, how their whole, like, aura and being is, you know? Like, and in the art that they put in, you know? So for me, I get inspired to do that same thing and try to achieve that same thing on the floor, you know? So I feel like that's what that Macca flavor for me has grown into, you know? Trying to like really give somebody a show, you know, on the floor, and a show through how I move and what my style and flavor is, you know? So, and it has to be real. It has to be something real. Still be real. It has to be
truth.
You know, so, and that's like,
yeah.
And it's important to find that with whoever you are, what that realness is, you know, so.
Yeah, and that's what I love about you is when you go out there, you don't care what the crowd's thinking. You don't care, yo, is she gonna do this move? Like you just zoned in, right? And you just do you, you know? Like you really.
But I know there's a crowd. You know what I mean? I know
Of course, there's a crowd. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about like when I call it like blackout, like that like when I'm in that zone, I just black out. You know what I'm saying? And I do things that I never done before. And I start getting to this character that's just, you can feel my facial expression and people really like dwell into it. Like, oh, wow, what he turned into somebody, you know, different. Like, wow, like based on the music, you know what I mean? And that's what I see in you, you know, whenever you go out there, and I can just feel that soul, that rhythm, and, you know, like, wow, she's really into that music. You know what I'm saying? Music is first right now for her, you know? So yeah, I mean, that's incredible how you, just have that natural flavor. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as, your breaking goes, I know you're down with Monster. Where do you see you taking, now you have this platform, right? Where do you see, like, how you're going to utilize this platform, you know, and in a couple of years or even this year? What's your, you know, short-term goals, you know, being down with Monster and everything?
Yeah. I mean, to get other B-girls, you know? So that's a, you know, short-term and long-term goal, period, to keep having, you know, B-girls, being able to be part of it, you know? But like I try to tell people, you know, that, like, this stuff is a process, you know what I mean? So I just got on, you know? So obviously goal, especially, like, with me being on, and the importance is to show why there needs to be other B-girls, you know? And the important is for me to continue to show that the level that I can bring can multiply, you know? So,
Can you explain, I know why, but, you know, can you elaborate more on that? Like, hey, why? Why is this your mission? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, of course. I mean, it's my mission, one, because it can't just end with me. That can't be it, you know? That can't be it. Because then what did I really bring to it, you know? Besides, okay, people will say, you know, you inspired, you know, B-girls, or even B-boys, hopefully, you know, but you inspired, you know, people, you were what, like, one of our, I believe it's like one of the first that are, you know, sponsored by energy drink, you know? So you've done something big, you know, but if it's just me, I ain't really do nothing, you know what I mean? But I just for myself, right. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can't do that, you know? So that's why it's a very mission for me, you know, to be able to have other dope girls that can really make an impact, you know, and be able to give them that, you know, for anybody that would like to be sponsored by an energy drink or have a sponsorship, period, you know, and that open up something else for something else that they want to do, you know. So yeah, so that's why, you know, that's why it's a mission. But like, since I've just come onto Monster Energy, you know, it's just like, it's still stuff that you got to figure out, you know. It's still stuff that you got to see what can really happen, what we can really do, how we can do it, what steps we need to take, what, you know, all that good stuff, and that takes time, you know. But don't think that in the back, like, or on the back end, like, we're trying to push to make things happen, you know. So so that's what that's what it is right now. To be like, honestly, like just like to really soak it all in. For me, especially, like to soak it all in. You know, to soak.
Yeah.
And see like what it really is. You know, so
yeah, because it's a learning experience for you too, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like, I mean, this is your first being sponsored is something new to you. You know what I mean? So of course, this whole experience is a learning experience, and I'm sure you gain a lot of knowledge behind the scene as well, being sponsored. You know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The absolute learning experience, you know. So, learning what works, what doesn't work, what, you know, how we gotta change things, like from friggin' B-boys to breakers, you know, like just like, you know, subtle little things like that actually have that, you know what I mean? But that
I remember Gravity. He was a boss. Like
they all hate it.
They all y'all be debating about it all the time, right? Like
already like it goes down.
Word.
Yeah.
But see, that's very healthy though, because see a lot of things in the scene nowadays. If you don't agree with me, mean I'm hating or I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we are allowed to have different opinions, and let's build on it instead of destroy each other. Yo, let's build on it. Why? Let me understand why do you think that way, and then you come back, and maybe in that conversation, in that building process, like, yeah, like I see where she's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like I might not agree 100% of it, but wow, I never thought, you know, from that perspective before, you know? And so I think that's what you did. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure, you know?
You know, it's so important. And see, like, so, like, quote unquote, little stuff like that is so big. You know what I mean? It's so big. Like, yo, reaching different people, you know, different demographics, you know what I mean? Like, so it's important, you know? So, oh yeah, but we go back and forth all the time. It's not like all the time.
That's dope.
Miguel and
that's really dope.
I mean,
so, and with that being said, I mean, how do you feel like people say, oh man, you know, sponsored, they ain't real, this and that, and you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Maccas, she's down with Monster now, and you know, she's all about culture, but now she's. So what's your, you know, gotta say? What you gotta say to those type of people?
What you doing with your life? That's what I gotta say.
Oh, word, for real.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, like what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna keep it like I'm focused on what I'm trying to focus on. You know, like people always gonna have something to say, you know? So, like, for me, like, you know, like, yo, like, for me, it's just, like with 360 with my crew, you know? But, I mean, we argue, you know? We argue, we laugh, we laugh so much. We go back and forth, like, you know, like, it's something real to me, you know what I mean? So, it's definitely something real to me, you know? So, and like that whole thing, like, or if it was really said that, I was culture, but now I'm corporate or something like that. Like, I mean, come on, you know. Like, to me, it's just always like I find it very important that without a doubt and without a question, I'm in culture, period. You know what I mean? For me, culture is life. You know what I mean? I'm not just, I'm in the breaking culture. I'm in culture, period. You know what I mean? And especially as a black woman. And, like, I'm in culture. You know what I mean? So, like, this anything away from that, period. And never will. You know what I mean? So, and that's nothing, and if we want to keep it at Breakin, there's nothing wrong with culture, and there's nothing wrong with something that's going to be another avenue or another way to do something, and you ain't got to do it. It's all right. It's all right. You know what I mean? Like, if you just want to stay in culture and do your thing in culture, all right, keep it in culture, you know? But if you also want to see, like, if there's a different way of by being sponsored or by being in these, you know, bigger events or competitions, you know, like, it's all right. Do that too, you know what I mean? So, but either way, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? Either way, none of it changes me or who I am, period, you know? And what I do with people or for people or in culture, period, ever. You know what I mean? So that's all I, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why in our community, you know, like especially in Breakin community, is once you know start, you know, getting gigs or you getting sponsored or this, and it's like, yo, you're fake. It's like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, I'm still the same dude or lady, you know, as before. I'm still, it's not like I got to change the way I dance or, you know what I'm saying? Like, BGirl Maccas coming out being BGirl Macca. Like, when I see you dance, like, even if it's monster or not, you know? Like, but that's the thing. Like, I don't get how I don't get the wavelength of what people were thinking, you know what I mean? On that level, like, why? Because she's getting opportunities now, or he's getting opportunities now, you know, and it's for the better, right? It's not like ain't nobody want to be stuck on a block all the time, man. Come on, let's be real. If you want to keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? Like, we came up, like, the whole point is to get away from the block, you know what I'm saying? Or get, you know, like, but once you get to that level, of course, you're gonna learn and then try to reach out, you know what I'm saying? And inspire those from where you've been, you know what I'm saying? And then try to elevate them to do better in life. You know what I mean? And I think you're in a perfect position right now, you know, straight up. You know, not just for women, but, you know, for brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down, you know? One question I have for you is, you know, because you said earlier, you know, you cultured because you're a black woman, you know, so as a black queen in the game, you know, and there's I mean, to be honest, there's not a lot of black queens in the Breakin community, you know what I'm saying? So, what's your opinion on that, and how will you think you can use your platform to maybe inspire other, you know, black queens, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Let me get my crown real quick. Put my crown. Now I got my queen crown.
Yeah. The queen. Yeah, see, that's the thing with me is, you know, my OG taught me well, you know what I'm saying? So like kings, queen, we agree with each other as kings and queens, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, peace king, peace queen, you know what I mean? So it's just that thing, you know? So that's why I say yo, black queen, you know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's a cultural thing. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
Macca. Oh, there we go.
Phone fell down, sorry.
So yeah, if you can build on that.
Yeah. Like, first and foremost, it can get very lonely at times, you know? Real, you know? It can get very at times. So, like when I first started breaking, I saw like one or two black BGirls, you know, when I first started breaking, but I never really saw many around, period, you know? So, and I tell people, I mean, like, you know, we still live in America, you know? It's in this reality, you know, and reality of trying to get by day, you know, and especially, and people may not want to hear, but especially for, like, you know, people of color, especially, like, you know, that are black within this country. Black. it's real life out here, you know. So so a lot of times, you know, like I'm glad and grateful that I was able to focus on breaking, you know. But it's so many out there that just like, you know, they start off, you know, it's dope, but like life, man, they just can't focus on it, you know, like there's real life out there, you know, and I think a lot of times that happens with black women, like, you know, that that try to do it, you know, so yeah, so it gets lonely. Like I know there's like some girls out like in Europe, you know, but like within the States is not really, you know. And like when I was coming up, I used to see like Miss Little, you know what I mean? Which you know, shout out to Miss Little for like just like rocking it, you know, and holding it at that time when I was coming up, you know. So that was really dope, you know, and that was really important, you know. And she's important.
Yeah, Miss Little is nasty.
Yeah,
exactly. She ain't all these competition, but
no,
I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
Catching the cipher, you can feel her energy, like, oh,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, you know, like, so, yeah, like, it doesn't have to be the competition, but yeah, and we all know in the cipher, that's that,
right,
like, place and space, like, you know, to honor and to be in, you know what I mean? So, especially when you can hold that cipher, you know, so.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, knowing that Miss Little was there, you know, and there were a few others, you know, but yeah, like I say all the time, it's the reality that we live in America, and it's hard out here, you know, so not for like, and not to like make it like, oh, an excuse or something like that, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, so, and especially like if you're looking at from like where something like Breakin or hip hop period came from, you know, like you understand, like, you know, so for so many, you know, what, like it was like a fun thing to do, you know, but real life was still happening, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so many of that like dealt with real life still happening. Real life caught them, like took a hold of them, you know what I mean? And they had to focus on that, and especially with black, or, you know, with black B-boys or, you know, black B-girls, I think, like, that happens so much, man. I'll see, like, old pictures where I see a bunch of, like, you know, black B-boys or whatever, you know, like, just, like, from the 80s and stuff. And I remember I asked my old head once, I was like, dang, man, it's crazy, yo. I'm looking at this picture, and I go to the jam, I wouldn't really see that ever, you know what I mean? Like, not, like, in my time, you know what I mean? And, like, and I was like, Dad, what do you think happened? He's just like, man, life, you know? He's the OG, you know what I mean? And he's like, life happened to them, you know? So, but yeah, so for me, it's important because, I mean, I understand, I represent Breakin, you know what I mean? I represent BGirls, you know? But I also understand I represent the black community as well, you know, within Breakin, you know, and so I wear that on my shoulders, you know, because it's important, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful, like even as far as I made it, and also with being part of Monster on a bigger platform, for people to be able to see that, you know? So, or hopefully, like, the more I do with them, and the more I'm able to go out and really do stuff for little girls and black girls, and, you know, girls of color, like, people get to see it, you know what I mean? So, so they see that, you know, like, whatever, if you want to do like, you know, what's on TV or, you know, the latest dance in the hood or on the street or whatever, you know, want to do that, that's fine. But yeah, like, you can do this too, you know, it's powerful.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I think the black community, they don't see Breakin, and they see Breakin, but they just see like, you know, the power and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, it's dope, you know, but they don't see that flavor, that style, that rhythm, and you know what it is. You know, so they really can't really connect with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they might say, oh, is wow, incredible, you know, of all the big moves, but you know how it is from the hood, is that connection to the soul, you know, that rhythm, and I think Breakin in the mainstream, that soul, that rhythm is not really being pushed, you know what I'm saying, on the mainstream of Breakin, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of, as you can see, every dance from the hood is rhythm, the soul, you know, like every new dance that's out there is for rhythm, you know what I'm saying, for flavor, you know, and that's honestly that's part of coming up in the hood, you know, and I feel like a sister like you, like, should be going, you know, maybe to the Boys and Girls Club, you know, or maybe, you know, get with Monster, like, yo, you know, I have this mission, maybe, you know, you guys can support me, get me to all these, you know, boys, or, you know, the whole squad, like you, Box One, you know, Tata, whatever, like, go to these Boys and Girls Club, and once they see you get down, I'm sure they're going to, if there's 200 of them, hey, even if 10 of them start breaking,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Start breaking. I mean,
yeah, even just one.
Yeah.
You know, like it'll, you know, grow. You know, from that girl or boy, like the next. You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah, I think y'all should definitely go to the hood, you know, and Boys and Girls Club, and just start doing some programs here and there, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things coming up, you know, and this year, you know, a lot happening. So, yeah, stuff like that is absolutely important, you know. So, and to the people that do that, you know, within the breaking community, like, always thankful, because yeah, that's important, and that's the future, and able, and for those kids to be able to see it, you know. So like Quick does so much dope
Quick
work, you know what I mean, with like here in ATL, you know. So
yeah
all those spaces, you know what I mean. So and he makes that his mission, you know what I mean. So with Toma Fit and the work that they do, you know, Quick and Sheba. So you know, so like, yeah, you have, like, to everybody that's doing that, like, it's so important, you know, so dope. But yeah.
Yeah, with MZK, like, you know, people known us as just battlers, and we're, you know, going crazy on Battlefield, or we're a bunch of assholes. But in reality, like, off the field, like, huh?
I said, y'all crazy, man.
Yeah, but it's that hood energy, you know what I'm saying? but outside the battlefield, though, like, people don't know, like, we put in work in the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. I mean, we don't have to brag about it, this and that, because that's the whole point, is to give, you know what I mean? And one of the stand-up king is Quick. That's my brother. That's my, you know, one of my day ones, you know what I'm saying? And he always put it down for the hood, you know, in Atlanta, and hold it down for all the youth out there, and just consistently every year, you know. So that's word up, because he always talk about you too, you know what I'm saying, to me, like, yo, Macca, you know what I'm saying? So it's dope. It's dope that I have you on here. He's in here. You know? Yo, so do you, I'm going to end this, and then I'm going to come back and add you back, because I don't know, like, Instagram, for some reason, they always end it with an hour, you know what I'm saying? So when we come back, we can summarize up about any shortcomings along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's very important to share for the viewers, because people just think like, oh, Macca monster, that's but there's a lot of along the way, right? There's in your journey, there's a lot of shortcomings along the way. So I would love for you to share that experience and maybe give some feedback to the people on how we can move forward as a culture too. You know what I'm saying? So let me end this and we add you back and we go from there. All right?
All right. Yo.
Yo.
No, I just getting no.
Yo, Macca in his house. We got Flex in this joint. We got Quick in this joint again. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to touch base, continue on with what we talked about, because in my conversation with a lot of heads, why I call this Bridge the Gap is to connect all of us, right? There's a lot of disconnect, nowadays, and from the first generation to the new generation, there's always this gap, right? People don't understand each other. People always want to just blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me. And I'm like, yo, I gotta at least add value or do some, even change the mind, even just one person, right? Like to help them grow and educate them, develop them in a way, because a lot of, on MZK Worldwide, there's a lot of young, brothers and sisters out in the world somewhere who can't go to U.S. or can't go to the Bronx or, and so this way they're able to grab the knowledge, what have you, So one of my thing in in a lot of my conversation with a lot of other brothers and sisters, I asked about, what's the glory is all good, right? Like, yo, I'm winning, I'm getting sponsored, but they don't know the behind the scene. They don't know, the shortcomings or the rock bottom story. You know what I'm saying? So, are there any like along the way in this journey to now, right? We all know Macca is sponsored by Monster Breakers, Monster Energy. But to get from when she started, even before, let's take it back, even before you started breaking, to now, like, were there any, downfall or, roadblocks or any shortcomings along the way that you feel like taught you a great lesson? You know what I'm saying? Because there's no such thing as failure, right? It's only lessons, right? And then you learn from those lessons, and then you basically gain wisdom from it, right? And then, take you to the next journey to now, like, you being sponsored. So, if you can share, you know what I'm saying? If it's too deep for you, it's all gravy. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to at least, for you to share a lesson, you know what I'm saying? A life lesson, if possible, for brothers and sisters out there to learn from you.
Okay. Well, like, life is a lesson, right? So,
right.
I'm always learning a new lesson that life is teaching me. Always, you know what I mean? So, I've been through a lot, but personally, it's just something that, like, personally, I'm not going to share that, right? But I've been through a lot. But within, like, Breakin, one of the biggest things for me for a long time was the thought of not being enough. You know what I mean? And I mean, it all ties down into it all ties back into the thing of being black and being black B-girl, being like one of the only black B-girls, you know, and trying to have like brought up some other B-girls, but like again, life, you know what I mean? So they weren't able to like, you know, to continue on with it, you know what I mean?
Continue, yeah.
So I continued to stay like that one black B-girl that was really on a higher level, you know what I mean? Where like people were really seeing me, you know what I mean? But even with how I was moving and still moving, you know, it's always been this thing of, dang, she's dope, but it seems like it's not enough, you know what I mean? So it seems like it's not enough to be really like out there recognized, like just to a certain extent, but not really fully out there recognized, you know?
So basically you were having like a lot of self-doubt.
Oh yeah, absolutely, you know? So, and then also from just seeing what people were saying are considering dope, you know? And I've come to a place where I accept who I am, you know what I mean? And I am me, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it took a very long time and a very long time of doubting myself and who I am and what I'm doing here, and is it really making an impact? And, you know, am I really bringing something to Breakin? You know, it's not just like what Breakin's doing for me, but what am I doing for Breakin too? You know, so it's a you know, back and forth relationship. You know what I mean? So, or it's a relationship period, because in a relationship, you know, both parties should be right. So
right, mutual. It has to be mutual.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so but like, yeah, I mean, for a really long time, like it was just that until I really was like, I am me, and I need to shine with who I am and with what people have like taught me and put their time into me. You know what I mean? And then like, I can't waste that. You know what I mean? Because people took time out of their day, you know, to help me, you know, become who I am. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, ultimately, you are who you are because you took that, you know, step really forward to be who you are. But people have helped you along the way. You know what I mean? So, respectful, you know what I mean? Like, respectful. And the way I'm honoring them is to really take myself serious and really go out there and do the best that I can do. You know what I mean? And stop doubting myself. You know what I mean? Stop doubting myself, what I am capable of, you know? And stop doubting what they put, like, their sweat and tears into, too. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, that. And of course, like, okay, I'm not just going to say, like, oh, like, just, you know, being me and being, like, cool with who I am and not train hard, you know, and not put the, like, you know, not make sure I actually look decent. You know what I mean? Like just, you know, I'm just going to be me, whatever. I don't care what anybody says, you know, like.
Exactly.
You know, I don't mean that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, like, put the work in, you know, but if I'm putting in the work or if you're putting in the work and you know you have something to offer, you know, like, don't doubt yourself, you know what I mean? Don't doubt yourself. Go out there and shine. I told myself 2019, shine is my word, so I'm going to keep saying shine like 10,000 times. But you know, like for real, go out there and shine and and really be who you are supposed to be within this thing. You know what I mean? So within all Breakin, right? So like, really be that, you know? So but that's like something that took me years, you know? Like, just took me years. one thing, when I'm on that floor, it's a different story. But like once I was off the floor, and I go home and, your thoughts start getting the best of you, you start thinking and, you just start like, life stuff is happening and you just thinking like, damn, like, it's not enough. Like, so, but like just to let go.
Was there any time you want to quit? Like this self-doubt was so much that you was like, man, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Or
not really quit, no, I wouldn't say, nah, I never
had that.
Quit. No, but maybe like chill out, like
yeah.
Chill out,
like fall back, a little bit, not go to every event or
exactly.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, like to this day, I never wanted to quit, so. And And I'm grateful because, you see stuff happening, you look at things, you're like, well, dang, even as you, after a few years, when it's first you see it's cool, it's fun, but then really got to get down to work, and you really got to figure out what fun is. Why you injured every day? Why you in pain? Why are you why you not billions of dollars or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So
we put B-Boys and BGirl put our body in a lot of trauma, injuries, knee, crazy, and we keep going, just for the love, because once that music starts, you start, you start getting down, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, I feel like, the next level would be, professional. In a way, you are a professional because you're sponsor and all that, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about, majority, as a norm, meaning, you put in work, as a norm, you can be part of a league or being sponsored athlete, or this should be the norm for us, right? And get paid, because a lot of us do this and we're like, yo, is this really worth it? Dealing with the drama, dealing with this and then the injuries and it's like, damn, so honestly, I give props to everybody. Even if, I disagree or agree with you, whatever, it's like, OG, I give him props. I keep, Legs, Ken Swift, Ness, and all them, yo, they still doing it. Look at Ken Swift, I remember last time I talked to Ken Swift, he's doing a lot of injuries, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like somebody like Ken Swift should be, he should be getting paid real good and getting, he can just get surgery if he wants to. Just like how how a pro baller or what have you, they're injured, they get good medical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But somebody like Ken Swift, he's he put a lot of work in this game, and I'm talking about building blocks. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I feel like the next generation, especially our generation, that's why I talk with my boy, man, is our generation, we gotta help the next generation to, to start beginning that process, from the business end and all that, to build that platform and create that norm, yo, yeah, pay your dues. Once you pay your dues, boom, professionals. You know what I'm saying? There's amateurs and there's pros. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, pay your dues in the amateurs. But
absolutely,
all right, let's go pro, and and there's a platform for the pros. You know what I'm saying? So I think that should be the way, yo. That should be the only way.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. We talking the same language.
Yeah, see yourself like being a part of Breakin for a long time, you know, that should be that be able to do that. You know what I mean? Go from training, just like, you know, like whatever sport or even like you want to do dance or like ballet or whatever, like, you know, there's training, you have training process, and then once you master that, right, you move on to the
next level.
Like, yeah, the professional level, you know what I mean? And the next level, it like can be like sponsorships, you know? Sponsorships have full sponsorship, you know, where you have to do a GoFundMe when you get injured or something like that. You know what I mean? Like where you have like, you know what I mean? You have full sponsorships, you have health insurance, you have all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and especially for the older generation, like, you know, for the people that really have paved the way. I mean, like that. Like it sucks when you see that, you know, when you see stuff like, oh, somebody's putting a GoFundMe or something up, like, you know, like, man, these people have done so much in the community, you know, but also like the level that we hold them at, you know, and they don't have the means or like, you know, like that, you know what I mean, like as if like whatever like famous older actor or movie director or whatever, you know what I mean, like has that, you know what I mean? So or you know, a sports player or something who's retired, you know what I mean, who's like living well, retired, you know, on a beach somewhere sipping on his pina colada, I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean, but just straight chilling, you know, and doesn't have to worry about any of that, you know. So but hopefully that can really be that for the next generation. You know what I mean? Hopefully that can really be that specifically for anybody that wants to go that route. You know, because there's still other routes like performing and all that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
But like, you know, for people that want to be sponsored or go to more competitive route. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, one of my thing is, you know, one of my thing is I want to emphasize how important business is. You know, if you want to go that route, you know, is know your business, understand business, and it's not just training your art. It's you got to know business in order to be professional. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's very important. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, you know, and keep elevating, you know, keep building and adding on, you know, and I'm sure there's brothers and sisters out there that's you know, looking up to you, and so you're doing your your part, you know, you shining, you know what I mean? Like, you shining. But to end this conversation, do you have any feedback for the old generation and to the new generation? How, you know, we can move everything forward, you know?
Wait, what was the first part? I couldn't hear you.
Like, do you have any, you know, like advice for the community? Whether it be from the first generation, from the older generation to the new generation, and you know, how can we bridge that gap, and how can we move forward as one? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just take it there, like just to end this conversation on a good note with your advice.
On a good note, everything sucks out here, man. Everything's horrible out here, man. It's like,
man.
No, I'm just joking. No, absolutely. Like, yeah. To end it on a good note. Like, I think is, to be able to talk to each other and with each other, is so important for both generations, you know, and to be able to listen on both generations, right? So, us younger cats to be able to listen to old heads, and old heads to also be able to listen to younger cats, you know? So because things, you know what I mean, things change, but the way things are now is not how it used to be either, you know. So I think for people like maybe my generation, or I would say like after my generation, you know, for young ones, like want to understand like what it was, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's always dope, like thinking about like when I hear music, because I'm so on music, probably everybody knows, but because I'm so on music, I always get fascinated with the thought of like what was going on, you know what I mean? What was going on? Why they say, like, why are they coming up with these lyrics? Like, what, all the struggles and pain and hardships and like all that storytelling is so like, it's so dope to me, you know what I mean? And it like sucks me in, you know. And storytelling, I think, is so important, you know. Period, you know. So, and it's important. Like, I mean, hip hop is storytelling, you know what I mean? So just like, you know what I mean? So, being able to like listen and hear the stories of what, you know, what was going on back then, and why they were breaking, and why they were doing the stuff the way they were doing, you know, why they were moving the way they were moving to these tracks, you know what I mean? Why they, like, all that stuff helps you understand more of why you doing this, why you attracted to it, you know, and also it helps you, like the younger ones, I think it would help them understand, like, even with, you know, with the next level that they want to take things with, you know what I mean? So like history, not even just like, you know, the general history or whatever, you know, but also knowing like where in your neck of the woods or whatever, like where, like, you know, the history in your area, and like what all that, like, you know, all that stuff is important. All of that brings, like, all of that adds to what you are trying to do next, you know what I mean? With what you have and what came before you, you know what I mean? So I think that's really important for like the next generation, and for like the old heads, as long as you're still here with us, thankfully, you know, to share your story and share what you saw while you were, you know, growing up and doing this thing, you know, and share where you can see us, you know? So that's bridging the gap, baby, you know what I'm saying? So
bridge the gap. Hey, word up. Yo, thank you, Queen, for joining. You know, I appreciate your time. Keep doing your thing, keep inspiring, you know, keep adding on. And yo, you know, I'll see you on the dance floor, you know what I'm saying? Grooving. We're gonna do it, you know? So, but yeah, what jam you gonna plan to go? You going to like IBE or anything, or?
So I'm gonna try to go to IBE, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go.
That's dope.
But next week I'm gonna be at Cypher Addicts, you know. So
yeah.
I'm gonna be at Cypher.
Yeah, Born is Ballin. What's her name?
Foxy something, is it?
Yeah, Foxy.
Yeah.
I can't remember her full BGirl name, but she's dope. So that's dope.
Yeah.
But yo,
I'll be out there.
Just keep striving. You know, I see you. Trust me, and I'm sure everybody see you. You know, and keep shining. 2019.
2019, keep shining.
All right, Queen.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna build peace.